I don't believe that Bowling Green State University should be in the data center business. First of all, some of us grew up through that environment because there were not effective and efficient and affordable alternatives. I think that the one piece that I believe was missing in Northwest Ohio that Telesystems has met is a affordable, efficient, and an effective data center, commercial data center for the folks of Northwest Ohio. I believe at this point that the data center that Telesystems has created at this point fills that void and need. From our perspective, there is another advantage for using the Telesystems data center, and that is the fact that our Ohio academic and research network has a major 100 gig connection in this particular data center. What does that mean for us? That means a direct, large diameter communications pipe to the world. And our connection in that data center, whether we're passing through it or whether we have our servers and storage in that data center, opens up possibilities. The fact that the Ornet POP is in the Telesystem data center is extremely important for us. It means that we have a short throw. It means that we can allow all of our applications to be either housed in that data center or to be housed anywhere else in the country. Some of those 55% of the applications we've already moved to the cloud are in Virginia, California, Texas, Pennsylvania, all over the country. And if we did not have that connection and the size, diameter communications pipe we need, we wouldn't be able to do that. We right now are running about $130,000 to $140,000 a year in electrical cost to our data center. Not a small amount of money. When we are finished moving and migrating our racks of equipment to the Telesystem data center and into our DR site in Columbus, our total cost will be less than what we're currently paying for electricity in the data center. So from an efficiency standpoint, that is important. The second piece that fits for us is that our data center is a tier 1 or a sub-tier 1, if you want to think of it that way. Northwest Ohio has lots of winds, but our data center has windows in it. I know that the Telesystem data center has no windows and has extra thick walls for the winds, etc. So reliability also fits in. We're going from a data center which is less than reliable to a data center that is extremely reliable with double redundant systems for power and for communications.
BGSU needed to move their servers out of the existing data center that they had on campus. It was an antiquated building that had been repurposed as a data center, and they really needed a strategic hardened facility to house their critical data needs. Our Network Operations Center and DC1 was the perfect choice for them. That gives them a lot of room to grow, both in space that they might need, as well as capabilities in the bandwidth in between the campus and the data center, and the actual rack space available.
The selection of Telesystem data center really falls into a series of questions. And those questions fall into the area of reliability, durability, availability, and affordability. The first on reliability is, can you survive a disaster? And when we think of Northwest Ohio, the number one disaster is tornado. Second disaster is major power outage. Probably the third would be some sort of terrorism threat and security to the facility. The fact that Telesystem is a communication hub makes it ultra secure, makes it durable and reliable from that standpoint. I think the second piece is the redundancy of systems, because not only is the facility that way, but each of the power systems gives us what we call side A, side B, and also allows me side A and side B of telecommunications. So I have redundant paths into the facility from different electrical sites. We have redundant paths of communication. I also have redundant paths from the Angola Road data center to this campus from different providers, different locations, and different paths. So the redundancy is not just in a data center, the redundancy is also outside of that data center, from the data center to us. I think the other piece for us is the flexibility of the facility, the way that we can bring types of equipment in piecemeal or system at a time, rather than saying we're going to turn off and back up the moving van and take rack at a time. System by system allows us to manage the workload and to manage the transition and the effect on the people that we have to serve on this campus. We have reduced the number of racks of equipment in our data center from 36 to eventually, in your location and also into the disaster recovery, will be a total of about 8 to 9 racks. That reduction in size has not affected in one instance the availability of our users to systems or the capability of the systems. The virtualizing of those storage devices, virtualizing of the servers and the applications has allowed us to reduce that footprint and give us the opportunity to be more efficient and effective in both environments, ours by eliminating it and yours by only using X number of racks.
With all modern technology, it has a decreasing size of footprint. So as they get new servers or they acquire new firewalls, routers, whatever it might be, each of those takes up less and less space and typically less and less electricity. So they were able to downsize a great deal from the number of cabinets that they had in their old data center to what they required here in our new data center.
If we were a hospital, we would be compliant for all the HIPAA regulations for the protection of patient records and safety. Being an institution of higher education, most folks do not know that we have a similar compliance requirement called FRIPA for all of the educational records of all of the students who have ever attended here. And so that compliance is needs to be just as secure and just as important as the HIPAA. The fact that we have a student health center on campus means we're keeping also HIPAA regulations and HIPAA compliance, and those systems also are important for us to maintain safety. The fact that we do research for places like the Department of Justice or Department of Defense then puts another layer of compliance on to meet certain safety and certain security requirements for the data and the research that's being done for those agencies. So all of these make it easier for us to do in a facility like the data center on Angola Road than it does in our own.
Bowling Green State University has a Falcon Health Center and the partnership with a local hospital that's to serve all the students' health needs on campus. It's very important for them that our data center has both HIPAA compliance and SOC 2 Type 2 attestation. That guarantees that all those students' health records, any administration, anybody that's on there has security and those records aren't at risk.
Being a Tier 1 facility, we don't have all the capabilities to meet everything for the DoD or the DOJ. This will provide us the opportunity of putting those particular grants into a much better compliance. And so meeting them will be easier. Meeting the requirements going forward will be easier by being in a data center that has those redundancies and the security of a Tier 4 facility.